It was the end of March 1945. As the Pacific War drew to an end, B-29 bombings were repeated all over Japan. It wasn't just bombs that were falling. Mariana Times, I think that was the name of the flyer. The flyer described the rich life in America. For example, there were pictures of people singing and dancing happily. It also described the Japanese Army's successive defeats, and the Japanese Army's killing of hundreds of thousands of Chinese in human experiments and developing chemical weapons. But Japanese people at that time could not believe such flyers. That's because information was limited to newspapers and radio announcements. From the Imperial General Headquarters, most Japanese people believed that Japan was winning, as the news said. However, Takeo, a university student, was secretly listening to the real war situation. On his homemade shortwave radio, I will never forget it. On March 30th, Takeo received his conscription notice. The next day, Takeo walked along the Kamo River in Kyoto towards Sugano with Akane, who was to start a family in May. Akane, Japan will soon lose. That's not true. Japan is a divine country with the emperor, so it's fine. Is that so? I like how frank you are, Akane. That's the first time you said that. I like you too. We'll soon be starting a family, so we're not traitors. That's right. There's something I absolutely must tell you today, Akane. What is it? Actually, I have this. Takeo showed Akane his conscription notice. To cheer up Akane, who was shocked and speechless, Takeo spoke louder and brighter. I'm going to Meijuru on April 10th. I won't be able to come back in May. Would you agree to move up the wedding? Yes. Takeo glanced at Akane, who was shedding tears, and continued speaking. Do you know about bamboo flowers? They say that bamboo flowers bloom once every 100 years. And once they bloom, the bamboo dies. If I were a bamboo, I would like to make it bloom. Not for His Majesty, but for you, Akane. Would you accept my flowers? That day, the tearful Akane was so sad that she couldn't stop crying. And she couldn't do anything about it. She was trying so hard to hold back her tears that she could only remember Takeo's story up to this point. That year, Takeo and Akane had their wedding ceremony on April 3rd, and lived as newlyweds for less than a week. Just as Takeo had said, Japan was defeated on August 15th. Then, before the month had even changed, Takeo returned home in good health. This time, Takeo said to Akane, who was crying with joy, "My flower hasn't bloomed yet.